Yo guys, so we're on the way to this gym, Anatomy. This gym is super nice, and you know, something I was talking about the other day on my stories was how water has 3 different forms, right? And the forms that water turns into it's only dependent on its environment. But whether water is water vapor or it's ice or it's liquid water, physically it's all the same thing, yet they're different forms. And the reason why they change forms is because of their environment. You know, too many people, you guys want to make a change, right? You want to change your form, but you don't focus on changing the environment you're in, when your environment is more important than anything, because that's going to dictate what form you take on, right? So now we're going to this gym. We're going to this super nice gym. The environment in that gym is very different than if I was in Planet Fitness. The environment in Planet Fitness is just very different. You know, these things are unspoken, but you guys get what I mean. If you get one water bottle, right, and you put this one water bottle in, let's say, a gas station, right, the price of the water bottle is like $2 or $3. But you put that same water bottle and you put it somewhere where it's valuable, like a zoo, bro. Water at the zoo is like fucking $10, right? That's just an example, but it's the same exact water bottle, but it's looked at differently just because of the environment it's in. So the whole point that I'm trying to make is that your environment is actually way more important than anything else. Like when I put muscle on, when I want to, you know, elevate my physical shape and get in better physical shape, I'm not gonna do that by just training. Like, you do it by optimizing your training environment. So by eating the right foods, right? By, you know, doing the right amounts of cardio, burning off the fat. Like, you optimize your body so it's in the right environment. But yeah, we're on the way to the gym. We're gonna up to you guys when we get there. This video is basically just gonna be like a quick little vlog. Yeah, we're gonna see what else we do. We wanted to go on a run, but the problem is that, you know, I forgot my running shoes. But it is what it is. Like, I don't really care. And you know, we're short on time today as well, because I actually do have a class later today. I only have one class in person, that's it. The rest are online. And you know, the class is at 6:25. It's 1:05 p.m. You know, the gym we're going to, since there's traffic, it's like 45 minutes away, around there. But I'm just glad that we're making this video so I can look back on it on the future, and also so that you guys, you know, can accompany me on this journey. But yeah, let's get it. We came to this gym, Anatomy. We actually went to the wrong one. So what we're gonna do now, it's the other one's like 10 minutes away, so it's chill. But we found this fire film spot. Right now we're about to film another video, but we just needed to update you guys real quick. You know, and it's part of life. You know, sometimes the GPS takes you one place, and the right place that you should have been was probably somewhere else. But at the end of the day, like, we came here for a reason. And guess what? We just found this fire spot. And you know, if you guys want to check out the video we're about to record, you can check it out on my IG. But it's like, everything happens for a reason. And if that GPS didn't reroute me, I would have never found this. So that's why it's like, when these things happen, instead of getting mad at it, you always need to understand, what is the lesson? What am I learning from it? Wait, no, let's do it right here.
But the lighting, hold up, it's gonna be better from
here.
Yeah.
I bet. Boys, so we finished our workout. We hit chest, we didn't hit chest, we hit back, we hit bicep. You know, the gym was cool, the lighting, everything was cool, but at the same time, we couldn't record. We couldn't really do what we really wanted to do, which is fine. You know, sometimes that happens. We still got a few good clips. You know, we went in the cold plunge. I'm gonna show you guys a video of what happened in that cold plunge. Never before seen footage. It was insane, The water was literally below -0. It was below 0 water. I went in it head first. You know, I actually went in it 3 times. You know, the first time, it was whatever. I was probably like, how long? Like 10 seconds?
Yeah.
I was in like 10 seconds. The second time, like 30 seconds, a little bit more. But the third time, the first and the second time, I didn't go all in. Third time, I went all in. I'm like, fuck it, let's do it. I went all in, put my head under, and then we got out, whatever, boom. It was nice. And then we just went in the hot tub directly after. You know, I haven't been in the hot tub in a minute. I feel like that's something you do when you're a little ass kid. I'm like, fuck it, I'll do it again. It was fun. You know, me and Aaron, we were chilling in the hot tub at first for like 10-15 minutes. Boom, and then we got into the cold water. Shit was fucking freezing. But the number one lesson that I learned today is that, you know, that water was fucking cold as shit. I don't even know. But boys, we came to the gym. We had a good time. Now we're probably gonna go home right now. You know, I have a few things I have to do. Damn, I have to, you know, work on a few of my clients' programs. I need to edit. You know, I'm filming right now, but I gotta edit some content. And every single day, we're getting one step better, one step closer. And, you know, if I'm not filming, I'm editing. If I'm not editing, you know, I'm working on my program, working on my clients. And that's what it takes to win. That's what it takes. You can't let yourself get lazy. You can't let yourself just give yourself rest, because there's no reason to be resting if you're not happy of where you're at. And if you're not happy of where you're at, that means you have room to go. The truth is, you should never be happy with where you're at. You should be grateful for what you have, but at the same time, always strive.
Guys, I need you to know that was
Boys, we're on the way home right now. We just finished our top tier workout at Anatomy. Yo, fuck that one trainer, dude. That fucking tryhards his job. Bro, Aaron. Bro, tell them about this neighbor. Bro, the fucking glazer. Bro, there's a difference between working a job and liking your job. That's fine, bro. But if you glaze your job, bro, like, dog, chill the fuck out. Like, just chill, bro. Like, this guy just starts glazing his job, and it's like, bro, cool. We love Anatomy. It's a great gym. It's chill. But at the same time, bro, like, fucking relax. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, you know. As I told you guys before, you know, we went in the hot tub, we went in the cold shower, but now we're just on the way home. We're about to just answer, you know, a few questions that you guys prepared for us, you know what I mean? Because, you know, we have a lot of people asking us questions and shit. They want to know our opinions on these topics. So basically, that's exactly what we're gonna do. You know what I mean? So, Aaron, what was the first question they asked us, bro? Why do you think most people get stuck? Like, why do most people feel stuck in life, right?
Stuck?
Yeah, why do people feel stuck?
I would say that a big thing that plays a part in that is just being okay with being comfortable. Like, people who are fine and then, like, where they're at, they don't really chase for more. Like, if you chase for more, I definitely think you're not gonna be stuck because you're working towards something better.
100%. But what do you think the root cause of that is? Like, what's the root cause of the comfortability?
Of comfortability?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's
You don't know?
something with, like, the mindset or some shit.
Mindset?
Yeah.
Like, even the mindset, it's like, what I always think about is, like, what is the root cause of why people are comfortable? What is the root cause of the mindset? And one of the biggest things I realize is that the root cause of people feeling stuck and people wanting to be comfortable is that they don't have to. Because what you don't have to do, most people just won't do it. When I didn't have to get up and wake up at 5 a.m., I just didn't do it. But now I've just placed so much pressure on my life that I literally have to. Like, I literally have to. And it's not in the sense of like, oh, if I don't do it, something's gonna happen. But it's the sense that, like, I already convinced myself so much that I have to do this. The same way how, you know, when I work out, I convince myself I have to work out. Like, I can't, it's kind of unexplainable why, but I have a sense of urgency to where if I don't do it, I literally feel myself reverting back to who I used to be. And who I used to be is somebody who I never want to be again. And that's why I have to work out. You know, that's why I have to wake up early. That's why I have to eat good. Because I remember when I didn't eat good, I would have acne, I would have bullshit, I would have low confidence. It was because I wasn't eating good. So now I have to do it because I was so tired of who I used to be. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
But, yeah, would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would, for sure. That lack of urgency definitely creates comfortability.
But here's an important factor, right? I always said I was going to start a business. I always told everyone I'm going to be successful. I'm going to do all these things. I would always tell everyone that. But every single business I started, I would quit it. Every single business I started, I failed. You know, I did stocks. I lost thousands of dollars. I did drop shipping. Every single store failed. I did, What else? I did so many Shopify stores. I did a social media marketing agency with my cousin. That failed. I tried being a pro Fortnite player because I thought that was actually going to get me money. That failed. And everything failed. And it was because I wasn't investing into the business at all. Like me spending $100 on, you know, my Shopify store, or, you know, a couple $100, that is not a real investment. A real investment is when you invest thousands. Like I'm talking about actual thousands of dollars, because when you invest thousands of dollars into something, you literally have no choice but to do it. So once I invested thousands of dollars into my business that I have today, which is Max Out Fitness Coaching, where I transform people's lives physically and get them into the best physical and mental shape of their whole entire lives, when I invested thousands of dollars into that, I had no choice. Like I had to lock in. Like I had to get my ROI investment on that, because when you invest when you invest so much into something, you're reinforcing in your brain how serious it is. And that is one of the biggest blessings that I realized, that I learned from Max Out Fitness Coaching, that the more that you invest is what you're gonna get out. The more that you sacrifice for your goals is the more your goals are gonna become a reality. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was like the biggest thing for me. Oh, yo, what's one belief about fitness that you had that you completely changed your mind about?
That fitness is only for the physical standpoint, definitely. Because when I first started working out, it was obviously just for getting in better shape, being in physical shape. Sorry, being in like physical shape, and then just being able to be athletic. That's like what I always counted as fitness. But I think as time goes on, you start to learn that going to the gym and doing all these things, it's not only a thing that will help you build discipline, but it helps you just keep your mind clear, and it helps you just like, yeah, just it's like a peace. It's a state of mind that you get into, that it just brings peace sometimes.
Yeah, 100%.
What about you?
Yeah, like for me, a belief that I had about fitness is that I thought the harder that I worked, the more that I was gonna get out. And I would spend literally 7 days a week in the gym. I didn't give a fuck about my diet. I didn't give a fuck about my habits. All I was focused on is how can I just train as much as possible. And I'm not gonna lie, yes, I did see progress, don't get me wrong. Yes, I did look better than 90% of my peers. But the truth is, I could have looked way better. I could have done so much more. And now, right, when I optimize my diet, I'm seeing significantly more progress now when I'm working out less, but I'm just optimizing my diet, optimizing my hormones, and I'm seeing more progress now. When back then I thought training was all that mattered. When training in reality is only 20% of the results that you're gonna see. And it's not always the one who works the hardest that makes it the farthest in life. It's the one who optimizes his work and the one who focuses on his form. Because think about it like this. If your shooting percentage is 20%, that doesn't matter. What matters is, can I get quality shots up? Like, you rather pass it to the corner three specialist who's good at shooting threes than the guy who just shoots any three hoping that it's gonna go in from anywhere. It's like consistency and your results matter more than the effort that you're putting in. And that's the whole point I'm trying to make. And I used to have the belief that whoever works the hardest is gonna make it farthest. Whoever tries the most is gonna win, but it's not always whoever tries the most, because there's two types of people who work hard without optimizing it, and then people who optimize their effort. And actually no, there's three types of people who work hard and optimize their effort, and then there's people who only work hard but they don't optimize their effort, and then the people who optimize their effort and they don't work very hard. You get what I'm trying to say? And the people who work hard and optimize their effort, which is exactly what I do, are gonna make it the farthest. But the people who work hard, damn, I feel like this shit's confusing as fuck. But the people who work hard and don't optimize their effort are gonna be last always, you know. But damn, I felt like I said that in the most confusing way possible.
Yeah, pretty confusing.
Let me think. Bro, I feel like there's another belief that I had a misconception about. Another belief that I had a misconception about is that it took a long time to see progress. Because it really doesn't. When you optimize everything and you know what you're doing, you have a plan, you're gonna see the results within 3 to 6 months, like drastic results. And you are the only one who decides how quickly you're gonna see results. And when you prove to yourself how quickly you can do this in one thing, you can just do the same exact thing in another area. And it builds the habit of getting good at things. But yeah. Yo, do you think social media fitness influencers do more harm or good?
It depends on like what style content they do. Overall, I would say they do more good, but it doesn't come without bad. Like there's those people who just fake being natural, which gives people a misperception about training and all this stuff. It's not to say that you can't attain like an amazing physique naturally. It's just that some people say that they achieved something naturally, but they didn't, which messes up other people's perception, and then it like hinders their way. Which people shouldn't be believing stuff they see on the internet, first of all, but like that's besides the point. Like if people see constantly like, oh, had this transformation in like 3 years, and it's like a fucking insane transformation, or I had this transformation in like 6 months, and it's like some crazy transformation, like, and they constantly see that, and then they go to the gym for 3 months, they see some progress but not as much, then it ruins their perception. But at the same time, they got in the gym for 3 months and they built up habits. So I mean, it's good, but it's bad. Like it's good and bad.
Yeah, but the way I think about it is like, okay, they might see somebody who says, oh, I did this transformation in 4 months. But think about it like this: if that motivated them to get up and get into the gym, then them seeing that actually had a positive effect. Okay, maybe it wasn't true, but think about it like this: would you rather have them never seen that video, never get inspired by it, and never take action, or them watch the video and then get inspired by it and do it? And it's like, I'm not saying that, you know, I'm not saying that people on social media, you know, there are unrealistic expectations. People say, you know, they're natural when they're taking all these things all the time. It happens all the time. People that you wouldn't even expect are on it, do it. You know what I mean? And I see it firsthand. It's like I see all these people that, you know, they do it. But I don't think there's anything wrong with, you know, injecting hormones into your body. But if you're gonna lie about it, if you're gonna have
as long as you're open about it,
if you're gonna have a certain perception about it, then if you're willing to lie about one thing, you're probably willing to lie about something else. You know what I mean? That's why I'm truthful about everything. I tell everybody I'm completely natural. You know, people think I'm lying all the time. People think I'm not telling the truth because they're like, bro, you actually look way too good. Like, there's no way you're natural. But I just tell them, I'm like, bro, straight up, I'm natural. I know it sounds unbelievable because of how young I am and the physique that I have. But at the end of the day, I tell the truth all the time. And, you know, you guys can call me a liar, you can call me whatever it is, but at the end of the day, one thing that I won't do is lie. Because I don't lie to myself. I'm true to myself. I tell myself the raw truth, the honest truth, and I do the same thing for others. You know what I mean? And the biggest goal that I have is to inspire people so that they can achieve an even better transformation that I was able to achieve, so that they can, you know, transform their lives the same way that I was able to do it. Because it all starts with elevating your self-image and elevating your confidence if you want to win in life. you know, if you want to attract the right partner, if you want to attract the right, you know, business opportunity or job opportunity or whatever it is, it all starts with you internally, because if you don't work, nothing works. You know, I see too many guys out there, you know, they want all these things. They want that car, they want that girl, they want that house, but they're not thinking about how can I become the person that deserves it. Instead, they want to think about how can I get this as easy as possible. Why do you want these things as easy as possible, bro? Nobody else got these things easy. Even if they make it look easy, nobody made it to the NBA easily, bro. It doesn't matter if they're 6'8". It doesn't matter if they're naturally blessed with talent. They still need to work hard. They still need to put in more effort than others, because only a certain selective people make it to the league. The same way only a certain selective people are going to get that house that you want. Only one person is going to get that girl you want. And if you cannot build yourself up to become the best possible option for every single way possible, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to get overlooked. You're going to get unappreciated. People aren't going to respect you. And if people don't respect you, they're not going to listen to what you have to say. And one of the most hurtful things, one of the most devastating things is speaking, but no one's listening. Because that used to be me. In fucking AP Spanish class my sophomore year, dog, I would fucking speak. I literally could have died in that class. The next day I would have never shown up. Nobody even would have noticed I was gone. And I'm not even over exaggerating it. I'm just saying it because I was the most antisocial kid in that class. I would shit myself if somebody tried talking to me. Do I know why? Not really. I was just fucking socially awkward because I was in the quarantine all day and I was literally invisible. And being invisible is the worst feeling ever. But in order to not be invisible, you need to tell yourself the honest truth, and it all starts with the first step. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
I have this other fire question. If you could go back and talk to your 18-year-old self, what would you say in one sentence?
One sentence?
Yeah.
Keep working. Just keep working and keep following that dream.
Keep working.
Keep working, keep following that dream.
Keep sucking that dick.
Yeah. Keep working, keep following that dream. Things are gonna look not so good sometimes, but in the end, it's always worth it. That's what I'll tell myself.
100%. I fuck with that. Not gonna lie, what I would probably tell my 18-year-old self is just upgrade your faith. Because at 18, I didn't really have much faith. Even my relationship with God wasn't even there. And the biggest thing that I didn't understand is that if I don't have God, I have nothing. But if I have God, I have everything.
And keep Jesus in your life.
100%. Jesus Christ is always the core.
If you don't have anything but God, you have everything you need.
That's exactly what I'm saying. And when I was 18, I my relationship with God wasn't there. I wasn't reading the Word. I wasn't relying on God to allow me to be a better person. You know what I mean? And that was the biggest mistake that I had, and no wonder I would fail at everything. You know what I mean? It was because my core, my foundation wasn't strong. Because you see a lot of these atheists out here. A lot of these atheists are complete idiots. They're complete idiots because there's so many what's the right word? Inconsistencies. There's so many things. What's the right word, bro? It's when shit dilemmas, like it goes against what they say, like
contradictions.
Yes. Atheists have so many contradictions. They're one of the most stupid people I've ever seen, bro. And if you're atheist, you're actually retarded. You're actually retarded. But at the end of the day, I spread love all the time. I love all of you guys. But at the same time, you're retarded, bro. Because think about it like this. Before, in the book of Daniel, they predicted Alexander the Great coming 300 years before he was born. They predicted Jesus Christ coming thousands of years before he was born. They predicted everything. They predicted he was going to rise from the dead. They predicted he was going to heal a bunch of people. Yet people still don't believe. What does that tell you about society? That society naturally goes against the truth. Society doesn't like hearing the truth because there's literally no statistical way that you can deny the existence of Jesus Christ, and you can deny the resurrection, because there was first account witnesses to Jesus' resurrection, yet people still don't believe. So when I tell people the truth and I tell them be in shape, don't be overweight, don't do these things, don't be your meat, and they get mad at me, all I understand is like, okay, you are probably a part of those people that just don't like hearing the truth. And I get it. Sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes we don't want to hear the truth. And I'm human too. You know, sometimes people tell me the honest truth, and sometimes it might hurt my feelings too. But I need to understand that the death of my ego is the beginning of all growth. You know, you get mad at hearing the truth, but guess what? That's not really you. That's your ego. You and your ego are two separate things. Your ego is not on your side. 90% of the time, your ego is literally destroying you, and then it destroys everything. So instead of being so reliant on this feeling that the devil, think about it like this, the first sin ever created was pride by Satan. He thought he was prideful. He thought he was the GOAT. He's not the GOAT. Jesus Christ is the GOAT. You need to understand, you need to humble yourself all the time, and you don't have all the answers. And that was one of the biggest lessons I learned, and I had to upgrade my faith. You know, when I was 18, that was just, you know, the biggest thing that I was missing. Yo, what's the most overrated healthy habit you see people obsess over?
The most what?
Overrated healthy habit you see people obsess over?
Salads.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Why would you say that?
Cause I mean, yeah, you're eating like vegetables and then like maybe what? Sometimes it has like chicken or steak in it, like, but most of the time that shit does not have like enough chicken or like enough steak for you to balance it out with just lettuce and like lettuce, tomatoes, and onions, bro. Like,
Yeah.
it's a good like what? I'm not shitting on salad that it's the worst thing ever. If you don't have it as an appetizer or some shit, whatever, like, it's good. It's not bad. It's not a lot of calories. You can eat it. It'll help fill you up. But just eating a salad isn't gonna help you get in shape. Eating whole foods and hitting your protein goal is what's gonna get you in shape.
Yeah. I think eating salads is very similar to going on the Stairmaster. It's like that shit is not going to give you any progress. A lot of people do these things because they think they're actually going to see progress, when in reality, that is not the problem. You don't need to do the Stairmaster to lose fat. Doing fasted walking is far more effective. If you want to lose fat, stop relying on fucking salads that are giving you empty calories, and then you're putting all this dressing on it. Not only does the dressing have bullshit ingredients, but it's fucking up your hormones, and then on top of that, it has a bunch of calories in the dressing. So what's way better than that is just rice. White rice, bro, or potatoes, sweet potatoes. Stop relying on fucking salads with this dressing that's killing all the gains, bro. And then rely on high protein foods. Even if you're eating the salad with, let's say, steak or chicken, why wouldn't you just eat that steak and chicken with white rice? You get what I mean?
Bro, no, and then you're having like those people who are like eating the salads and they're complaining like, yo, I'm eating healthy, I'm hitting the gym, but I have no energy. No shit, you're gonna have no energy,
no
bro.
fucking bullshit.
You're not eating fucking the right carbs.
Bro.
You're literally having like what, like a 2 ounces of chicken inside of a fucking full bowl of just lettuce.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, how is lettuce supposed to sustain you? You know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't give you any nutrients. It doesn't give you anything.
Energy.
And then the problem with salad is that you're gonna get hungry quicker.
Yeah.
So then when you get hungry, you want to eat more. Then when you eat more, then you start eating cake. You start eating McDonald's. You start eating bullshit. And then you wonder why you don't like what you see in the mirror. You know what I mean? That's a good point. I didn't even really.
Like, it's not gonna be enough to fuel you, you know?
It doesn't fuel you, because once you look at food as a fuel source, you start, you know, intaking it very differently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You stop just, you know, you start eating with intention. Whatever you do intentionally, you improve on. But, you know, something for me, right? What was the question? A gym habit that wastes time?
Overrated.
Oh yeah.
Health habit.
Overrated health habit is, damn, that's a good one. That's a fucking good one. An overrated health habit, in my opinion, is protein shakes. You know, these guys want to drink these protein shakes. They want to chug this fucking powder into their mouth. Bro, I used to love protein shakes, don't get me wrong. I used to absolutely love them. but my acne was terrible. I was bloated after I drank a protein shake. You being bloated after eating something is a very good sign. You probably shouldn't have eaten it because your body is responding to it in that certain way. You know, I would get extremely bloated. My acne was shit. I had low confidence. You know, what else? I was fucking. I didn't look good. You know, I had belly fat over my abs. I didn't have the abs that I wanted. Okay, yes, I was gaining muscle, but it's not just about gaining muscle if I'm gaining fat with it as well.
If you're gaining like fat, I would say at a higher rate or at the same rate as the time that you're gaining muscle, like
there's no point.
Yeah.
There's no point of gaining muscle and fat, because I used to think I had to gain muscle and fat because, you know, on social media you hear, oh, the bulk, I have to get fat on the bulk. Bro, you getting fat just shows you have low testosterone, because that extra fat hanging off your body is the very best sign that you have low testosterone. And now I have a lower body fat percentage. It's because my hormones are in check. I'm not eating protein shakes. I'm not eating bullshit. And I'm focusing on eating high protein meals, eating the right foods. I'm focusing on getting sunlight, doing things that actually fucking benefit our lives, bro. Yo, is the supplement industry basically a scam built on selling hope in a bottle?
I wouldn't say scam if you treat it in the way that it's like intended to be, which like, but what I mean is like you're taking fish oil, or if you're taking like these like vitamins like zinc, vitamin B, vitamin D, these things that sometimes some people lack. If you need it, yeah, you could definitely be taking it, and it would for sure benefit you in a way. But if you're just like talking about like the TikTok shop supplements that these kids are buying now, yeah, for sure, because then these kids like buy that and they're like, oh, I don't even have to like fully work out, or oh, I can take this and then I'm gonna be getting lean or whatever. Like it's not that. Yeah. You can't really be like just relying on some supplements to get you where you want to be. You still have to put in work. It's the same thing as steroids. Like if you're gonna take steroids, you still have to be in the gym. You still have to, that's why there's such a high level of respect, really. Like once you start hitting the gym and you understand like the hard work that those people who take the steroids have to put in, you start to kind of develop a respect, like as long as they're open with it, that to those people, because like, bro, that's like working another job. Like, yeah, you're literally hitting the gym all the time. You have to eat at the same,
yeah, because your body recovers way quicker. And the thing about steroids is that nobody gets on steroids the moment they get into the gym.
Yeah.
Because first you start working out, and once you reach your potential, your natural potential that you think you've reached, that's when you see people start getting on steroids, right? But I think that, you know, if you're dependent on an injection, if you're dependent on some shit so that you can have confidence and actually feel good about yourself, it's like, that's just not what I would do. I wouldn't want to be dependent on an injection.
I personally would never do it, but I have respect to those people who get that big and they go compete and stuff, because that's just a different style of life. Obviously not everyone's gonna agree with everything, but like, I respect it. They have a hard work ethic. They look insane after taking it. As long as you're not taking it and being like, no, I'm not full lifetime natural. Obviously you're not, bro. Like your fucking delts are capped to the point where, like, it looks like there's an orange in your shoulder, bro. Like,
yeah. I mean, bro, don't get me wrong. Like, I respect the hard work. I respect how, you know, they're pushing themselves past their limits. But at the same time, me personally, I don't want to be dependent on an injection. I think that, you know, God gave us everything we need. Yeah. God gave us the body we need, the hormones we need, the injections we need. Yes, we can make our hormones better by optimizing it, by just literally eating whole foods, which He gave us. But at the same time, you know,
Yeah, that is a big thing that people don't really think about before they hop on steroids. They think that they reach their max potential, but they really haven't. Like, you have to tap into so many different things. Like, you could maximize your hormone levels in one way, and you could maximize testosterone production in another. But if you're doing it together, you're gonna be maximizing both. And if you're training on top of that, you're gonna get better results. Like, you will look better if you start maximizing your stuff fully, naturally, like really maximizing everything.
Yeah, no doubt. Should junk food be taxed the same way cigarettes and alcohol are?
Yeah, I could get behind that.
Why?
Because, I mean, bro, like, when you're here in America for a while, like, obviously if you grow up in America, you always know that junk food is the cheaper alternative. You can always get junk food, and they tax like all these like Whole Foods and stuff. If you go, for example, to literally any Hispanic country, any Latin American country, I noticed it first initially when I went to Mexico. So let's use that as an example. If you go to Mexico and you grab like a bottle of soda, they have like a little sticker and everything that's like, this has excess sugar, you shouldn't be drinking this. Or a bag of chips, it'll say this has excess carbs or something, and you shouldn't be eating too much of this. Like, it's literally a warning. So in some countries, they are taking like steps forward to that, because like, I don't know why junk food is just, it's always cheap. Like, you can always just go and just fucking throw $2, you get a bag of chips and a soda. If you want to eat healthy now, it's more expensive. So obviously people are more inclined to just eating some junk food.
Yeah.
Just staying.
100%. I mean, bro, honestly, I didn't even know alcohol and cigarettes were taxed more. That's actually a real thing.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. But the thing about junk food that I noticed is that, like, the most easiest access things are the most detrimental, right? If we think about porn, it's so easily accessible. And that is the quickest way to destroy all your ambition, all your drive, all your fucking energy. When I used to watch porn consistently, I would genuinely beat my meat and then fucking hate myself the rest of the day. And then I would just start doom scrolling. I would just start laying on my bed, and it's like I would just start taking L after L after L. You know what I mean? But it all started with one choice. And then I think junk food has a very similar, reaction. Like, you eat McDonald's, right? And then, bro, nobody feels good after eating McDonald's.
It's just, I mean? It's that cycle of just, you do one bad thing, so you're like, bro, I already did this.
Exactly.
Might as well do that.
Exactly.
I already did this. Might as well just.
That's the best way to explain it, because I would beat my meat, and then I was like, oh, I might as well take a nap now because I'm already tired. And then, bro, and then you take the nap, and then you wake up, your sleep schedule's fucked, and like, bro, I was just taking L after L after L. And then I realized, I'm like, bro, if I don't conquer my lust is gonna conquer me.
And that's another thing, bro. People don't really notice how easy it is to just build a habit, like in a negative way, like that, or in a positive way. Like, if you're really struggling with all these things, and you just wake up one day and you do something productive, you're gonna be like, oh, I just did this. I might as well do that, like in a more productive standpoint. Like, you wake up, you do your bed, you're like, oh, I just did that. I might as well go out on a walk, or I just went out on a walk.
Habit stacking.
I might as well just go to the gym to get the full workout.
Might as well.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest blessing. It's like you're habit stacking positively, because it's very hard to go from beating your meat, then going on a walk, cooking food, fucking doing all that shit, because it's like, because you're going back and forth. It's like, bro, you need to just fucking, once you just lock in on how can I just make the best, most fulfilling choices right now, you just start stacking up and building up momentum. You know what I mean? And
that's also a problem that I see people struggle with. That, now that you mentioned it, like, the people will try to balance it out. Like they'll be like, oh, I beat my meat. Oh, I have to go to the gym now. At least I have to do this. At least. Like, bro, if you're doing something because at least you're trying to balance it out. Like, yo, I watched like fucking 40 minutes of porn and I beat my meat. I have to.
I know some people think, oh, I worked out today. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good. I did the bare minimum. That's what I'm saying. Like, people just give up. They're like, oh, I already worked out. I can beat my meat. Oh, I already got cheated on once, so she can just, bro. Like, come on. Like, you can't have that mentality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just because she cheated on you once.
That's it, bro. Just cut it out.
Exactly. You don't give her the opportunity to cheat on you again. Like, bro, the first time it's not your fault. But the second time and you stay with her, that's 100% your fault.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And, you know, just to talk a little bit about my personal experience, right? Like, some of the things that I struggle with the most. I'm just trying to think. What are some things I struggle with the most? Sometimes I struggle with a lack of clarity. A lack of clarity is probably the biggest one. You know, because sometimes, right? There's a certain thing that you want to do, but you get a little bit, you know, tripped up on like what exactly you have to be doing. You know what I mean? But the only remedy to that is by taking action. The only remedy to that is by doing it. Like, sometimes I'll want to film a video, and then in my head I'll think about, oh, what's the perfect way I can say this? Oh, how can I do this? How can I do that? Bro, when you second guess everything and you're trying to find the perfect way to do it, that's when you fuck it up. When you get nervous on a date with a girl because you're like, oh my gosh, bro, she's so pretty. Bro, that's when you fuck up the date because you're thinking of it too much. You're thinking about it too much.
Perfection is the killer of progress, bro.
Exactly. Perfection is the number one killer of progress. So that's honestly one of the biggest things I struggle with, and I just need to understand, and I need to accept the fact that I need to stop thinking. I need to start doing. I need to stop wishing. I need to start being. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that was just one of the things that I've been struggling with. You know what I mean? But like, what's something that like you've been struggling with, or you used to struggle with, and you overcame it?
I would say that, like, positive habit stacking, because it's so easy to just go down like a negative habit stack, but once you start to replace it with a positive habit stack, it's harder to go back. Like,
how did you replace it with the positive habit stack?
I would definitely say the thing that played the biggest role was just my relationship with God, with Jesus. Like, people don't really see it, like, that book is literally written to help you just have a good life and live a good life. The Bible is like literally written. If you read the Bible, it just and you follow the teachings, it's gonna make you a better person.
Yeah. That's a really good point. Well, what do you think is like one of the most valuable lessons you've learned from the Bible?
We already said it, but it's just that if I don't have anything but I have God, I have everything that I need. So
100%.
It's just that one. The one that your brother's always talking about, faith without good works is dead. That one's also a big one.
Yeah.
There's just so much.
Yeah. Do you have like a favorite book or like a favorite verse?
Yeah, my favorite verse is this one, Isaiah 66:9, and it's basically just God doesn't put you through anything painful without promising you come out a new or better man.
100%.
Not new man, but like a better, just improved man.
100%.
All around.
No doubt. But like, what to you? What does that mean?
To me, what does that mean? Just that anytime I'm like second guessing myself or like just questioning my situation, I know that in the future it's all gonna be worth it. Like, I'm gonna be able to come out of here prospering if I stay with faithful towards Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But what does faith look like to you?
Faith?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of different aspects of it. There's like you have to believe, you have to put in the work. Like but it's not just a by the book type of thing. Like just because you say you believe it, just because you go to church, or just because you pray, that doesn't make you better than anyone else.
Yeah.
Obviously, those are gonna help build your relationship, but you have to be doing a combination of all of them. You also have to be living just a good like life, and like you have to be just like following those teachings, bro.
So you think faith is just following the teachings?
No, not only following the teachings, like a mix of all of them. Like you gotta be going. Like I go to church every Sunday. You gotta be hitting, but that doesn't mean like there's other people who don't believe that like church is that thing. But I personally do believe like you gotta be making time for the Lord. There's 24 hours in a day. How many is that in a week? 24 times 7. That's 140. 140 plus 168 hours.
Yeah, 168. Yeah.
And you can't just make space for 1 hour to like go listen to God.
Yeah.
To go hear His word be passed to us through someone who's representing Him.
Mm-hmm.
To receive His body in the moment of that, like and just be there and feel His presence.
Yeah.
You know.
100%.
And going to church, praying. You have to be praying. A mix of all those. That's like what faith means to me.
Yeah. I think the most valuable thing about faith, like what faith really looks like to me, is the feeling of having 100% trust in the Lord, regardless of what's going on in your life. It could be the worst situation, the best situation. At the end of it, I'm still gonna say, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus Christ. Even if the most devastating thing happened, thank you, Jesus Christ, that I'm alive. Thank you, Jesus Christ, that I even have the opportunity to lose someone special to me. Because a lot of people don't even have that opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, for example, my grandma passed away in the 8th grade. I said, thank you, Jesus, that she was with me for 14 years. You know what I mean? So many people, they're like, oh, God forsaken me. God let my family member die. God let this happen. If God if God is loving, why does He let evil happen in the world? But people don't understand that God is not the reason why evil happens in the world. But if God removed all evil in the world, we would all be gone. Because we all deserve the worst. We all deserve to die. We all deserve to be on the cross. So why do you have the mentality of, oh, if God was loving, evil wouldn't happen? Bro, you wouldn't even be here. You wouldn't even be on this planet. Like, people are always thinking like they're so righteous, that they're so good. We're not good. We are all sinners. We all fall short of the glory of God. So when the moment that you feel entitled to having a certain thing, bro, you are not entitled to even live on this planet. You are not entitled to even breathe another day. So I feel like I am in debt to God every single day, because the fact that I'm even here defies all odds. Because the chances of me being born are like 1 in 500 trillion. But He put me here for a reason. And He didn't put me here to be entitled. He didn't put me here to be ungrateful. He put me here to follow His message, follow His plan, and to become the best servant possible. But I think faith is like...
Hold up. I'm calling my grandma.
Alright, bro.
Give me 1 second.
But faith, I don't think faith has anything to do with... No. Faith has a lot to do with the actions that you do. But the thing is, the cornerstone of faith is that your faith is truly tested when things go wrong. Your faith is truly tested when everything feels like it's crumbling, and regardless, you still understand that it doesn't matter. Like, bro, the most devastating thing can happen. I can be in the worst financial situation ever. Like, everything could be crumbling. Everything could be going wrong. But I'm not stressing about it. Like, I don't stress at all. One thing I realized is that once I upgraded my faith, nothing stresses me out. Nothing stresses me out. Because I understand that, like, bro, God is in control. God is the captain of my ship.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what happens, I'm still going to be good. I'm still going to be fine. And even if I die, bro, I'm still going to go to heaven. I'm still going to be with God. So even if the worst thing, the most devastating thing happened, I still wouldn't be affected by it. And once you understand that we don't deserve anything that we have, oh shit. But yeah, that is the most important thing to me when it comes to faith, you know? And it's like today I was reading Daniel and I saw one of the most beautiful examples of faith. There was this story about this woman. She was married to this man. This was a very successful and respected man. And this was in ancient Babylon. This was in Daniel. If you guys have read Daniel, Daniel was a very wise, and he was one of the only prophets that was never described as a sinful person. Yes, he was human, he sinned, yet he didn't do anything extremely wrong. Like David obviously killed people, Solomon killed people, they had slaves, whatever. But Daniel was a very righteous man, right? So basically, this woman was very beautiful. She was a very beautiful woman. She was the wife of this very successful man, very respected man. And then she went into the garden, and she would go into this garden every single day and take a bath. She would take a bath in the garden, and she would always have two servants with her. So these two men, they would spy on her every single time she would go to take her bath, and they were like, damn, she's so beautiful, damn, I want to sleep with her. And they would lust for her, right? And what happened is that one day, just like always, she took off all her clothes and she went into the bath, and then the two men were spying on her. And then this one day, she told her servants, leave me, I just want to be by myself. So the servants left, and as soon as the servants left, the two men, they go up and they approach her and they're like, look, you have to sleep with us right now. If you don't sleep with us, we're gonna tell everyone that you cheated on your husband with another man, and then he ran away before we could get him, or something like that. And then basically she was like, no, I'm not gonna sleep with you, because that's not what God wants me to do. God doesn't want me to sleep with you, and I'm gonna stay faithful to my God. And she feared God a lot, and she was a very God-fearing woman. And so she did not sleep with them. And then she screamed. So when she screamed, the servants came back, everyone came back, and they're like, yo, what happened? And then the two men were like, God, look, like this woman was cheating on her wife with this man. The man ran away, and we were basically confronting her about it. And then the servants, everyone believed the two guys without any evidence, without any reason to believe that she's a cheater. They all believe the guy, because sometimes as humans, we always want to believe the negative things. I don't know why. And then, boom, the two men, they accuse her. And then they tell the husband, they tell the king of ancient Babylon at that time, and the king basically ordered her to die. They basically ordered to kill her. And, she's still pleading that she didn't do it. In the Bible, it didn't really talk about where the husband was at this time. But she was saying she didn't do it. And in the final moments when she was about to die, they were literally about to execute her. And then she screamed out. She screamed out to the Lord, and she screamed out to God, telling him how I honestly forgot word for word what she said, but she basically said something about how anything can happen, but she still has trust in the Lord, and she understands that God does everything for a reason. But I don't know what it was exactly. I'll probably put it on the screen right here, but that's what she said. And then at the moment she said that, the Holy Spirit riled up in this man named Daniel that was in the crowd. And the moment that happened, the Holy Spirit was in Daniel, and the Holy Spirit spoke through Daniel, and Daniel basically confronted the people, and they were like, look, how sinful is it of you guys to condemn this woman for murder when there was no evidence at all? Oh yeah, adultery. When there's no evidence for it at all. And what they did is that Daniel was like, okay, look, the two people who testified against her, he's like, look, what tree did she commit this sin under? And they took the two people apart and they asked them separately. They're like, look, under what tree did she commit this sin? And then one guy said under the oak tree. And then Daniel asked the other guy the same question. He was like, look, under what tree did this woman commit this sin? And then this other guy said a different type of tree. It was like an apple tree or something. And then the moment their two answers were different, the answer was clear. They falsely testified. So what happened? They sentenced those two guys to death and they saved the woman. But why was that woman saved? It was because of her unwavering faith in the Lord, that regardless, even if she died in that moment, she still understood, I have full faith in God. And when you have full faith in God, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of the results, that's when you actually get the results. You get what I'm trying to say? So I think that story is beautiful because it 100% depicts how, you know, sometimes society is going to try to lie on our name. Say we did things we didn't do. They try to point you as the bad guy. But at the same time, the husband had faith in God because the husband didn't believe any of that. The same way the woman didn't believe any of it. And they were saved from it. So God saved them because of their unwavering faith. But yeah, what do you think about that story?
It's a beautiful story. I do believe that the blind faith, full trust, 100%.
Yeah.
Is definitely a big part of faith.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like that blind trust relationship that like a dog has with a human.
Mm-hmm.
Like every time we walk through my front door, Remo is just like he sprints over us no matter what.
Yeah.
And he just always like, it's just that type of faith that you have to have with the Lord.
Yeah,
sure.
It's like that blind faith. Like it doesn't matter what happens.
What happens,
you still love him the same way he still loves you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because dogs, they don't see black and white. All they see is your love. All they see is you still being for them every single day.
Yeah.
And we're called to be like that. You know what I mean? In a lot of aspects.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it truly is. It truly is a beautiful story. That's why I love the book of Daniel, because even in the book of Daniel, they predicted Alexander the Great coming 300 years. They said a young man is going to take charge and conquer a vast empire. They said a young man is going to conquer a vast empire, and as quickly as his empire came, as quickly as it fell, because Alexander the Great passed away when he was 32 years old from an unexpected illness, and they say it was the cold. And you know, when Alexander the Great passed away, there was 3 requests that he made. He said, look, in my casket, when you guys carry my casket, leave a trail of gold and all the immense wealth that I accumulated, because I want people to show that the same way you enter this world is the same way you leave it, with nothing. So it doesn't matter what wealth you have, you leave it with nothing. That's why your relationship with God is so important. And another thing he requested is that leave my hands hanging outside of my casket, so that you know that you leave empty-handed. It's the same exact thing. And another thing that he asked was damn, I honestly forgot the last thing, but it was another wise, thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like, look, we're about to make it to our destination, but I'm not gonna lie, we had a great podcast.
Great podcast. Good way to end it.
Yeah, good way to end it. Let's get it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching the video. We're probably gonna make another pod
soon.
Yeah. We're probably gonna do another pod soon, because we at the end of the day, we know you guys have a lot of questions for us, and if you do have a lot of questions, leave in the comment below, DM me on IG. And at the end of the day, conversations is the remedy to making bad choices. It all starts with conversations, because people who aren't willing to have conversations resort to violence.
Yeah.
And that's what we don't want to do. You know what I mean? But thank you guys for watching. We'll update you on the more things that we do and that happen. But yeah,
Sir, let's get it. Stay maxed out.
Let's get it.